What is up, everybody? Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It is Wednesday, May 14th, and we are here to chat AEW Dynamite Beach Break. Before we get into that, Reg, the other half of the California Connection, how are you?
It's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. It's after Dynamite, another fun wrestling show on a Wednesday night. We're here to talk about it, Denise. So, what you got?
We're here to talk about it. Nah, you think? Here we are. What to say about Dynamite today?
What you got?
Look, I liked today's show. There were some things that I favored more strongly than others. I'm going to be real with you. My favorite thing of today's show and the real true highlight for me was the opening match of the night. It was seeing Takeshita, Josh Alexander, Will Ospreay, Hangman Page, the tension between both of those guys. That's my Christmas right there. That's my Disneyland. That was my favorite part of the show. I also love the women's four-way. I thought that was really fun, and I was I'm still continuing to be interested in the Hurt Syndicate story and where it's going along with MJF. So there were a couple of things that piqued my
You
interest.
liked it.
I was a little confused at the end, but once we figured out, oh, hey, this is for Anarchy in the arena, things, fuck it. We're going to get Anarchy in the arena. Anarchy is never perfect. So
No.
here we are. So overall, I thought there was enough on the show. There was only one thing I did not like on the show, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know what it is. It was more so just because it didn't fit on the
Just
show.
out of place.
Right. But for the most part, I did think Beach Break was a fun night tonight.
I liked it. I thought there was a lot of bits of it that were fun, like you described. The opening match was amazing. The women's stuff I think was great. Mina looked awesome. We'll get into it. The main event stuff, somebody had a funny super chat where they were like, can't have an AEW main event without us being confused. And that's what it was for a bit. It was like, well, why is Gabe Kidd here? Well, why is this happening? And I'll get into how I feel about how we got to this match, but there was a lot going on at the end. But I think that for the most part, it was a solid episode of Dynamite.
Okay, well, let's start there. Let's start at the end then, because that seems like where we really don't know how this is going to play out for the most part, like how we're going to go about it. So let's get to it. So the main event we did see was the steel cage match between Jon Moxley and Samoa Joe. Going into this, we already knew, hey man, as much as we would love to see Samoa Joe in this matchup with whoever ends up winning between Hangman and Will Ospreay at All In, we all knew Jon Moxley was going to take this victory, and that's kind of been a little bit of what's kind of been off-putting, where we already know what the outcome is going to be. But the steel cage match, though, I feel like I wasn't necessarily too excited about it heading into it, Reg, but I also thought that it would kind of win me over. And I don't think the steel cage match necessarily won me over, only because I thought a lot of what happened during the commercial break. And I did not VPN the show today, so I did not see when Jon Moxley got busted open or any of that. And it felt like a big chunk of the match was missing for the viewer that wasn't watching on a VPN.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of the issue starting out, Denise, is nobody ever believed for 1 second that Samoa Joe was going to beat Jon Moxley. So we're already going into the match being like, well, we know what this is. How are they going to, it was like, we're waiting for how are they going to incorporate the Death Riders into the finish. That's pretty much what we were waiting around for. That part also wasn't great. A good chunk of the match happened in commercial break. They went to the commercial break and they came back and Jon Moxley was busted open. Willow was out there. The big homie was out there. Claudia was out there. Willa Yuta was out there. And we didn't know at all why they were out there presented and how they got down there so fast. So for them to do a good chunk of the match during the commercial break was unfortunate. And the match portion itself just felt a little bit short for me from what I was expecting the main event to be. For what it was, Samoa Joe's great at not doing long matches. He doesn't really need to go the distance, and he could get his point across in a shorter amount of time. So he did do that, but just the point of never really thinking that he was going to win the match kind of played a role into what it was. I think a lot of what happened afterwards saved it, but I was going to say I have a little bit of I maybe have talked about it on the podcast before. I get a little bit of frustrated of we have these match types in wrestling and they're attached to a month. So it's like Anarchy in the Arena is attached to Double or Nothing. Fucking Stadium Stampede's attached to this. So like we get to those months, like WWE started to do. It's like it's October. We had to do the elimination, or we have to do the Hell in the Cell. It's blah blah blah. We got to do the Elimination Chamber. And it used to be these matches were because we had these feuds that these people, we can't keep them apart. They're involved in these blood feuds. We have to have these big matches to blow off these feuds. And now this doesn't really feel like a blow off. Like they announced Anarchy in the Arena. I'm like, but you guys aren't really blowing off anything. There's stories involved in this, but it feels like they just got here because it's May. And I don't like that. I'd rather them get there because we have to, because like these guys are involved in this crazy blood feud. Everybody's fighting. This is the resolution to that. But it just feels like they were just doing this just because. And that doesn't really make me that happy, I guess.
Instead of the stories driving the matchups, right? Like, oh my God, this is such a hard blood feud. This is going to lead to a Hell in a Cell. Or, oh my God, this is such a heated story. Like, I thought what they did for last year's Anarchy in the Arena, like that was a great story for that.
Yeah.
To head into the actual Anarchy in the Arena matchup. This year, it kind of feels like, oh, okay, because even for example, when we were talking, okay, so Gabe Kidd came out during this. And
Right.
first of all, I didn't even recognize Gabe Kidd right away. It took me you saying, oh, that's Gabe Kidd. Because for a second, I'm like, huh, that almost looks a little bit with the hood and everything. It almost looked a little bit like Brian Myers. And I was so,
What? You're like, no, it can't be Brian Myers. That doesn't
just
make
sitting
sense.
there like, huh?
Yeah.
And so when you were like, oh, yeah, that's Gabe Kidd. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's Gabe Kidd. And then I thought to myself, wait, why is Gabe
Why is it
Kidd
Gabe
helping
Kidd?
out Jon Moxley and the Death Riders? And right away, I looked at you and I'm like, what did I miss? Was there something that happened on New Japan? Was there something that happened on Collision? What did I not watch that I missed this, partnership between both of these guys, right? So I guess I still don't have a very clear answer on that from the looks of it. Gabe Kidd was smart. Gabe Kidd took initiative, Reg. He saw, hey man, these people, they got Anarchy in the Arena coming up. They don't got another additional guy here for the Death Riders. Pac is out. Hey, I'm going to come in and I'm going to take a job and I'm going to be in this matchup. And that's what this feels like. Suddenly
Not
he's out
mad
there
at
and he's
him.
helping the Death Riders, and that's what we're getting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at him for taking that opportunity. I think of what Gabe has been involved in the last couple of weeks. Like he's hot. He has that buzz coming off of what just happened at the New Japan Strong show that you were at. They had Gabe Kidd interacting with the Young Bucks and kind of involved in some old Bullet Club type stuff. So in that sense, I understand, but I also don't understand because Gabe's thing has been fuck everybody in AEW. Like we just talked to him, Phil and I, for Grapsity interviews, and I was like, "What's up with your beef with AEW?" He's like, "I don't like none of these fools. I don't like anybody out there. This is New Japan. This is this." So why did he go from I hate everybody in AEW to actually helping Jon Moxley win his
Okay, because
match?
Jon Moxley also hates everybody in AEW. They have a common hate, AEW. This is so silly.
I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
what? I'm like trying to
But
figure it out in my brain. I'm like,
I mean, come on. Am I far off on this? Is my assessment totally wrong? I don't
no,
know.
if Jon Moxley's mission objective is kind of to screw AEW, essentially, that's essentially what Gabe Kidd is doing too. So yeah,
I just don't. I fine, I'll take it.
I'll
Look, the only
take it.
reason
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I'm not going to complain. The reason I'm not going to complain is, did you see the look in Gabe Kidd's eyes at the end of this? He had the violence
I mean,
look.
he's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen him. He's seen him be brutal. We know that. But he's got the violence in him, meaning he's going to be perfect for Anarchy in the Arena.
Totally. He fits in there like a glove, but the explanation is going to take a little bit of getting to. You know what I mean? It's like, well, why is he here? Why would he team up with them at this point? What is really the goal? But if you're the Death Riders, Denise, and you're looking for a dog to come out there and fucking help you, Gabe Kidd's the one to do it, right? That's who you would hire.
Yeah, that's kind of what you get. Okay, so Gabe Kidd joins in with them. So who do we got on the other side? We got Powerhouse Hobbs,
Yep.
Samoa Joe. We have Kenny Omega. We have Swerve, Strickland, and who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody. Who am I forgetting?
Willow?
Oh yeah, because they're doing the women too now. Willow.
Yeah.
Am I forgetting anybody?
I think that's it. I think it's 4 dudes and 1 woman.
Okay, because then on the other side you got the Bucks.
Yeah.
You got Claudio.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah. No, there's 5 on that side,
Okada?
huh? No, there's a
Yeah,
bunch of people
Okada
on that
and
side.
Gabe
Hold on.
Kidd.
Wait a
That's not
second.
six.
Who are
Who am-
the baby faces don't have enough then?
Yeah.
It's
No, okay.
Swerve,
Who am I
homie.
forgetting?
Maybe Shibata's supposed to be there, but he wasn't out there.
Was he out there today? Because he's part of the
No.
Ops.
Yeah. But
Oh
you
my
would
god,
think
we
he would
can't
be
do
with the
simple
Ops.
math. We're done, Reg.
Swerve, the big homie, Joe.
Okay, so, wait, what? Lawrence Ross said Speedball Mike Bailey. Can I
Oh yeah, no,
not?
Speedball. Yeah, Speedball came out to confront Okada, but they went off. Like he ran Okada to the back. That did happen.
Part.
That did happen. Okay, Speedball. That's
Okay,
the other
Speedball.
guy.
All right. Holy
Mhm.
shit, man. This is how much craziness was happening at this end. I didn't even see Speedball come out.
I don't think the camera caught it enough. It just caught the end of it as he was like fighting Okada off.
Wow. Okay, well, with that being said, that definitely does make me. How does Speedball fit into this? Here's the thing: Speedball's style is so different. I don't think I've ever really seen Speedball do any of this type of match stuff, like the hardcore violence stuff. At least I haven't seen it.
No, he doesn't do too many wacky matches. It's usually just like a straight up one-on-one or just like in-ring stuff. He doesn't do a lot of plunder matches. So this should be pretty interesting to see. I mean, that's a connection that makes sense. Him and Kenny Omega have a thing. Him and Swerve have some history. Like there's reasons why he would be connected to that at this time.
Okay, honest question.
Yes.
And I'm being dead serious here. Okay, you know Anarchy in the Arena is a violent match, right?
Mhm.
We've seen a man be set on fire. We've seen a man be hung upside down. Would you show up to this match without any shoes like Speedball Mike Bailey?
Yes. If I was Speedball Mike
What?
Bailey and that was
Do you
my
not
thing.
care about your toes?
No, if that's my thing, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go with what brought me to the dance, and these feet brought me to the dance.
Okay, you're in there with all of these crazy ass bastards that are looking to do all these crazy things. You're really gonna expose your feet like that?
It'll be fine. It'll be all right. What are they gonna do? Set his feet on fire, Denise?
I mean, I don't know. We've seen someone get set on fire.
They're gonna set his
not
little
out of the realm of
toesies on fire.
You know, I mean, here's the thing. When, like we live in California, earthquake preparedness. They always say, have your shoes by the bed. If there's a fire, have your shoes by the bed. Why do they keep telling you, have your damn shoes by the bed? So that when your ass runs out of the house, you could protect your feet.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yes, Reg. They
your
say it's
shoes
important
by
to
the
have your
bed.
shoes by your bed. It's like a safety thing. Your phone needs to be charged. You should have some sort of flashlight, and you need to have your shoes.
And I should have an outfit because I'll be sleeping naked.
You should have an outfit.
Right?
I sleep with pajamas.
Because like if
a
something
decent
happens and I
person.
gotta like run out and I'm just all nude, that's crazy.
Okay, who's gonna believe you? Let's say, Reg, someone breaks into your house, okay? And they're all crazy. But by the time the cops get there and they see you naked without any shoes and they see this fully dressed individual, who do you think they think is gonna be the criminal in this?
Oh damn,
The
you're making
crazy naked guy.
Yeah, you're making some good points here, Denise. Damn, you're right. Like if they pull up and I'm naked, they're gonna be like, "Get the naked fool for sure."
You're done, Reg.
Oh shit, I'm cooked. I'm
See?
cooked.
All right. With that being said, I think Speedball should, in order to really put over the severity of the dangerousness of Anarchy in the Arena, breaks internet and shows up with shoes.
Denise is making some good points, you guys. I'm not mad at it. Like I wouldn't even have thought of that. I'm like, look, just go down there and fight and use my feet to kick. But like, you know, they're gonna have like thumbtacks, barbed wire, fire, and shit, and like you gotta like have a good pair of shoes on.
There is no Anarchy in the Arena without thumbtacks. And then they walk around also like
They
the
walk
area.
around, yeah.
What if someone, I don't know, spilled something?
And it's Arizona, so
anything.
the ground's gonna be hot, dude. The ground's gonna be so hot.
Anyways, all this to say, Speedball needs to show up with shoes.
Speedball's in this, and he should wear shoes. Yeah.
All right. So, with that being said, let's think about this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the dynamic of what we have here. There's really not that much, when we were talking about right now, to your point that you said that you feel like they're doing just this match just because it's Anarchy in the arena season. It is true because even when I was looking at this, I remember the Young Bucks kind of wanting to partner up with the Death Riders. I don't really
Mhm.
remember the Death Riders being like, yeah, let's go. We're cool. Like, let's, rub elbows and shit.
No, most of it was Moxley being like, "I don't like these fools. I'm tired of them even mentioning my name." Essentially, I think he did a promo on Collision where he was like, "I do not like those fools."
And now they're on the same side.
They're friends. They
I
have a
feel like
common goal, Denise, like you said. AEW, kill it, dead. We're all friends, and we're all have the same mission objective: get these baby faces in this company back to where it needs to be.
there was just some steps that were missing, is all I'm saying.
I
I
agree.
think some steps were missing where they could have explained the dynamic more between the Death Riders and the EVPs,
I agree.
as well as this whole Gabe Kid stuff. The whole Gabe Kid stuff, I get it. The way he came in, they're going to explain it afterwards.
It'll
Fine,
be fine.
whatever. But I think they're just needed to workshop that a little bit more there with the Elite and with the Death Riders.
Because I feel like they didn't really like you're explaining here. They didn't really flesh it out. It was like, oh yeah, we got Anarchy in the arena. Who's going to be on the teams? Oh, we need to get the Young Bucks over there. So we'll just start having them say that they like what the Death Riders are doing, and it just didn't feel like enough to really attach that. They had the meeting last week or whatever, but it still doesn't feel like enough. Like it feels like Death Riders went from we hate these guys to the next week being like we're teaming up. So
Right. The cool part was having Swerve do the Swerve stomp off the very top of the cage. Given what we just saw with Adam Copeland, I get nervous with shit like that now. So he went out there and he did it, and it was cool and it worked out very nicely.
you just never know these days, Denise. These cage bumps and these big dives are scary, but Swerve did it with grace, looking like a superhero as always.
With
Came up.
grace. What is this miscongeniality?
He did this with grace,
He came out
looking
and he did the little
fly.
wave at the top of at the top of the cage.
Essentially. But yeah,
Sash said, "Whose house?"
whose house? I like that he was the one to announce the match. Like he feels like the main character. This is a played out term at this point. He feels like the main character of that team and like leading the way against the Death Riders. I felt like at the end when they were like zooming in on Swerve, it was kind of like they're making an emphasis again on him maybe beating Jon Moxley or having a match with Jon Moxley. So I like that part, you know?
It's interesting because you also have Kenny there, and I think Kenny's
Kenny
beef
Omega.
with the Elite is a little bit bigger than the beef between Swerve and the Death Riders.
I would say so. Yeah. Because Kenny has like a lot that he has to that they've used against him essentially, and like the Death Riders and the Young Bucks thing is like trying to destroy essentially what Kenny Omega created. So essentially when they're like, we hate all this shit, they're saying we hate all the shit that Kenny Omega helped create. So I think he has a pretty big beef in here. I like to see what his part is in all of this, honestly, because you got a big pop coming out there. Okada kind of got him out kind of fast, but we haven't seen the real interactions between this. We're still leading to them two at All In. So that's a good place in this too.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, there's a lot to catch up here. We got a couple of super chats. This one here, it's from Infamous Raider Loco who says, "Okay, I love Swerve, but one stomp and seven guys leave, bro." We literally saw his legs hit two guys. He has two legs, guys. Swerve ain't an octopus.
Two legs, two guys. I mean, look, it's a visual. He came up from up high.
Domino effect. Domino effect.
Exactly.
One guy
Yeah.
fell on the other guy who fell on the other guy who fell on the other guy.
Swerve's the wind from the velocity of Swerve's body also knocked a couple of guys down, you know? I was reaching for that one. I reached.
Dread whipped one of them.
Yeah. His dread came. Like, that was a reach. But he made it. He did it.
Oh man, but no, I mean, it was the visual of it was cool, but I do think, yeah, obviously, if you pay a little too close attention, it's gonna, it is what it is.
Logic.
We got Luke Thornton here who says Hanger and Ospreay had incredible chemistry. So many cinematic shots. Glad AEW has leaned into this production-wise best match and story of the night. That was one of the things that I pointed out during this matchup, was that I had noticed that there were all of these different camera angles. Like when they really zoomed out for that really cool spot where Hangman did the moonsault, and then Will Ospreay was like, "I'm gonna do you one better, bruv," and he did all this flippy shit. And then also there was another point of the match where they had the camera like directly above the AEW logo staring down, really perfect bird's eye view. So it was a bunch of little camera angles that they did in this match that that I think helped sell the moves a lot more, because you were able to see them and experience them in different ways.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a conscious effort. It felt like it was a conscious effort, Denise, for them to try multiple angles and different shots on the night. Like I was describing during the watch along, Will Ospreay did an interview. He was in the headlines all week, but one of the headlines, he was talking about how he feels like American pro wrestling is presented, and like how he wants a more like New Japan version of how the production is and happening, and hard cam he got into. And so it felt like today they were trying different shots. The overhead shot that they would go to randomly, I thought was awesome, just kind of getting the full view of the ring. Anytime that I felt like we're kind of closer to the action and in there was great. Hanger and Ospreay kind of being in this whatever this beautiful chemistry love story and locking eyes and all of this, the shots added to that too. Like, because not only are these guys like lovingly looking into each other's soul, but the production that's going around on it, like the spot where are we talking about this match? Because I just
We're
I'm
in it. We're
into
in it. Yeah, we're in it.
the spots where they started going back and forth, like Hanger almost hit him
Oh yes.
with the buckshot lariat, and then Ospreay almost hit him with the hidden blade, and then Ospreay slides into him, and the look that Hangman gave Ospreay, like he's looking right into his fucking soul, dude. Like he's deep down from his head to his toes, he's looking into his soul, and them just going back and forth. Why is that the story of this match, Denise? I need you to explain that to me. The story of this match is deep looks into each other's eyes.
I don't know what to say. Hey, AEW is for the sickos. What can
It
I say?
is, I guess. Like, there's a bunch of ways they could have went with this. Like, two of the best wrestlers in the world. All this, like, no, these guys are in love, dude. We want to see if they're gonna
Why
kiss or
I
what
don't know
this,
why
what
it
is
feels
this.
that way, right? Isn't
It
it
does.
weird?
It feels like these guys are in love. This is crazy sexual tension.
Is it us or is it them?
Might just be us.
Maybe it's us, because we're like, oh, they're out here looking the way they look, and maybe we're like, we're just sickos.
Listen, they're looking into each other's soul, though, Denise. I've never seen like married couples look at each other like this. These people are locked in.
People on their wedding day don't be looking like
seriously. And these guys are like, I can't stop. Bryce was trying to break them up as a referee, and they still were like, nope.
They didn't even know he was there.
You can't stop our love, Bryce. Get out of here. Just
yeah.
no, I thought that them as a team in the coexist, there was some of it I didn't like. I complained on the show about they used Takeshita for a lot of their little spots, and I didn't like it. But I
it's
understand
wrestling. Sometimes people have to lose. You don't want to be that guy. I don't want to take a pin. I don't want to be the one losing.
Why did it have to be Takeshita here?
The biggest Takeshita fan out there, okay? That's my bestie, all right? He doesn't know it, but he's my bestie. But it's so much better, though, to, like I said, beat someone up that actually means something. And it's not like they were beating him up like for 20 minutes. It was just for a little portion of the match, Reg.
Like they were using their shit, getting their shit in on Takeshita.
Because Takeshita's a good wrestler and he's going to make their shit look even better.
But this could have been somebody else. This could have been another
The only other option was Josh Alexander. So what you're saying is you would have preferred this to have been Josh Alexander.
I would have preferred this to be a different tag team if that was the structure of the match.
No, because the tag team match was so good between them. You're not going to put them in a shitty little match with a shitty little team when they could be in there with these guys who are great wrestlers. You are not ruining in this match for me, Reg.
For the structure of the match, I might have put a different team in there. Like if we need these guys to get their shit off and cook and do this trade-off, I'm better than you thing, I might have put a different team in there.
I disagree.
I
I
take
think the match
Takeshita out of
meant
there.
more. The match meant more because of the guys you had in there.
But this whole thing was about Ospreay and Hangman, which I'm with you, it should be. But on the other side is fucking Takeshita, who this should also be about.
Yeah, and we got a great freaking match. He was on TV being a damn good wrestler like always, and I see a W in that.
On TV, absolutely not. Usually,
Reg,
yes. When him and Ospreay went one-on-one and they were going back and forth, yes. But this match, he kind of got hoed out a little
see,
bit.
I'd just rather see this type of match than see, the Hangman and an Ospreay against some tag team that they're just going to completely wipe out, and we already know it's something that we can
That was the
predict.
structure of this match anyway, so what's the difference?
I care about, at least while they're performing and doing said structure of this match, that they're doing it with a team that you care about. It's like a bonus on top of it. You get the good wrestling, fine, you get their story, but you also get the good match.
Let me tell you what's wrong
It
with
means
this.
more.
I fucking hate makeshift tag teams, and they've told us for like the last 3 weeks that Takeshita and Josh Alexander are a tag team that work together. And for the first fucking time ever, Hangman and Ospreay are together, but they're the better team. They got all the better shit. They're the ones. So why?
Because they're the ones in the freaking match at Double or Nothing. One of those men
Put a different tag team on the other side then.
One of those men is going to go headline All In, Reg.
And I'm with you, so why do we got to use Takeshita and fucking Josh Alexander to do it?
And Josh Alexander mean more. Their value is more. It means more.
So kill it by having two singles guys do this?
You're making it seem like they jobbed them out.
They hold them out.
They did not job them out.
They hold my guy Takeshita out. They were like, at one point when they were doing that thing, they were fighting each other, and then Ospreay looks over to the corner, and Takeshita's just like, oh, getting his ass beat? He's getting hoed out by these guys.
Look, I was fine with this, okay? I liked this match. You're not ruining it for me, Reg. It was my favorite match of the night.
I love seeing all those guys look in there. Who's in it, but the structure of it, I didn't love it. That's it.
Bougie. Wrestling bougie.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Holy cow.
Holy cow.
Reg, you're not ready for this. John Taylor just sent another massive super chat.
John, what?
I don't even know what to say. John says, oh, you thought the early birthday presents were done. Nah, that's the first super chat is your birthday present from me. This one is from all 225,000 DWO subscribers who I totally didn't consult about this. Hey, everyone, you okay with getting credit for this without having to pay for it? Then say yes.
Okay, Denise, I take it back. John Taylor is not Tony Khan. He is Kris Kringle himself, Santa Claus, I think, at this point. Because what the hell?
Santa Claus is richer than Tony Khan.
You don't think Santa's richer than Tony?
You know how much money the Khans have? Who's paying Santa Claus? Santa Claus is paying the elves.
You think they got more? The Khans got more paper than Santa?
Yes.
This is a debate right here. Yeah.
Santa Claus doesn't buy the toys. He has to DIY them. The elves make the toys, okay?
Okay, listen.
He doesn't even go to Toys R Us to go buy them. And then he has to pay. He has to pay the elves, and then he has to pay for the reindeers.
Listen,
and he has to go to all these houses, and he works overtime.
Like,
you
how does he
working overtime? No, he pays. He has more than enough people to work on his behalf.
I guess my question is now, Denise, because you make some valid points. Who pays Santa? How does he get his money then?
With jolly good cheer. He doesn't. He gets paid with cookies. That's how we pay him back. He is the original hot dog and a handshake. Hot dog and a handshake is what Santa Claus is working for. A la the cookies.
This one drives all over the world. One night, he does an amazing, it's magic. And they're like, here's some cookies and some milk, fat dude.
Santa Claus is in the really, really low end indie rec worker.
Oh my God, dude. This is fun. I didn't know that John Taylor sending a tremendous thank you super chat was going to lead to actually Santa Claus is an indie jobber that takes a hot dog and handshake.
Santa Claus catching strays on this podcast.
Santa's like, dude, it's May. Why are you guys even talking about me?
But yeah, okay. How much is Shad Khan worth?
Ooh,
Literally.
that was funny.
Shad Khan, he's like 8 billion. He's got that NFL money, bro. That shit keeps rolling in.
I thought it was like when you're the president, like you should have a lot of money, but it's not. It's not a high-paying job.
The last time I checked Shad Khan's net worth, it was like 8-something billion. Guess what it is now? 13.2 billion. You think Santa Claus got 13.2 billion?
Google Santa's net worth next then.
All right, I'm going to Google Santa Claus's net worth.
Because Shad got 13 billy. He killing him. You might be right. I don't know if Santa got 13 billy.
Okay. Let's see. It says AI says Santa Claus's net worth is a subject of fun speculation.
Oh.
Santa Claus doesn't have
he don't got no salary. They can't go off nothing.
He has no real money.
He don't got nothing.
Very estimates and playful calculations have been made ranging from billions to trillions based on different factors. What factors? How does Santa Claus get paid? He gets paid with cookies.
But Santa will bring you like a car sometimes, Denise. You know, a house. Santa bring people's houses sometimes.
But how is he making the money? The only way I can think that Santa Claus makes money is endorsements. Okay. He appears in Coca-Cola commercials.
Coca-Cola, yeah, you're right.
It's paying them trillions, though.
And they've been playing that same commercial for like 30 years at this point. So the residuals got to be crazy on that Coca-Cola
Exactly.
commercial.
Spend Big says TK's dad created that thing that goes on car bumpers. Boom, billions. That's what I'm saying. He's got that one car thing that all the cars apparently have. I don't fucking know what it is. And then he's got an NFL team and some other teams.
But it sounds like Santa don't need the money because he could get it any other way, right?
I'm sorry. I just don't think that. I think Mariah Carey is benefiting, making more money from Christmas season than Santa Claus.
No. I figured it out. The guy, when he be at the mall, when he be taking pictures, that's how he gets his money. Because there's a lot. He takes a lot of
meet
pictures.
And greets? You think Santa Claus is meet and greets?
Listen, Santa getting paper at the meet and greet, Denise. You don't get it. At SantaCon, he got his lines are gone. His lines are crazy.
SantaCon. All right. Someone
John
says
Taylor, thank you.
Drew Turner says Santa's got an OnlyFans.
Oh shit. Damn. I mean, he only works one time during the year. How does he get paper for the rest of the year? Also, yeah.
Because the elves do everything for him and he pays the elves.
Damn, that's crazy. Santa's like a doctor. He lets all the nurse do everything.
I cannot believe this is a conversation right now. John.
Thank you,
Thank
John.
you so freaking much, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, John. Seriously.
You're amazing.
Can't believe
And you inspired that weird ass conversation we just had about Santa Claus.
Seriously. Your local says can't stay long, but happy birthday, DWO leader. Hope you enjoy your time off and your day. Much love and respect to both of you. Always looking forward to a wrestling summer. Me too, man. I just want to enjoy things and get cool things, see cool things, and all of that. Infamous Radio Loco, thank you for all of your continuous nonstop support all the time. Thank you so much.
One of my favorite homies on here, Radio Loco.
We got Matt Logan here who says, Reg, AEW do a series of shows in Chicago, so Phil has to go.
I saw that, Matt. I'm like, damn, they got him for like 6 or 7 dates. He has to pull up to at least one. I don't know what area of Chicago that's going to be in, but it seems fun. He should definitely go to at least one.
Knowing Phil, he definitely will.
Yeah, I figure he will.
Craig Johnson here says, happy birthday. You two make AEW stuff fun to watch. Even more, I hope you enjoy your day. Thank you so much, Craig. It's always a very big compliment when people tell us that we make AEW fun. So I'm like, that's great. I love that. I'll take that compliment any day of the week, man. That's what we're here to do.
Every time. And I always love the name Craig. That's a great name. Come on, Craig. It's from Friday. Sorry.
You know what I was thinking about, though? I've never met a kid or a baby named Craig. I've only met adults named Craig. Have you ever thought about that?
A baby Craig. Yeah, I know. I haven't met a
I
baby
was thinking
Craig.
about this the other
Hmm.
day. I'm not kidding you. I was thinking about the name Craig and how I'd
Craig.
never met a baby Craig or a kid Craig. I've only met adult Craigs.
Yeah, no, I can't think of any kid. Like I know a couple adult Craigs, but no kid Craigs at
Sitting here
all.
right now, like, what?
Like I never went to school with the Craig to know like a young Craig. That's crazy.
Neither. I was thinking about this. This is the stuff that goes on in my head.
Damn, shout out to Craig though.
Ben Big here says, enjoy your birthday. You're the best. Don't let anything get you down. And thank you guys for everything. Thank you,
Birthday,
Sven.
birthday,
I'm
birthday,
trying
birthday,
not to
birthday,
be depressed on my
birthday.
birthday week because that's just lame. But
Listen, people are only depressed on their birthday week when they're getting older, Denise, not for the things you're depressed for.
I'm depressed because I'm getting older too. Throw that in there. Thanks, Reg. I'd forgotten about
Boo.
this. Now I'm even more depressed.
Boo.
Oh man. Thank you, Sven, for all of the love and all of the support, man. We
So
got Luke
cool.
Thornton here who says Gabe Kidd versus Swerve at Forbidden Door would kill. I feel like they should do that. That would be kind of nasty because you got Gabe Kidd who's very violent and very, that kind of attitude. And Swerve, what does he call himself? The most dangerous man in AEW. So I do think that would be something that they could tell a fun story with that. They could really tell a fun story between them.
I like that one a lot. I think that one works. We pitched on the Grapsity interview again. If you haven't seen it with Gabe Kidd, definitely check it out on our channel. We pitched Gabe Kidd and MJF just because they talk so much
The
shit.
attitude.
Yeah, you just kind of like it feels like their energies would work together. But I like this Gabe and Swerve match a lot. I think I want to see Swerve in a big one-on-one style match, and like there's not a lot of bigger one-on-one opponents than Gabe Kidd in New Japan.
I feel yeah. We got cruelty is cruelty to sip. That's Speedball is gonna have a picnic at the podiatry. Yo, the podiatrist is gonna be like, oh, cancel all my meetings, Susan. I'm working on Speedball's feet today.
Bring those charred and poked in holes feet over here.
His
Disgusting.
insurance is like, no, no, no. It's extra for your feet though, bro.
Mm-mm.
You're on that premium feet insurance.
They're gonna watch the match and see all the wackiness he's doing and like, nah. You gotta pay more for these feet, brother.
Yes, exactly. John Taylor here says someone gonna cut Speedball's big toe off and kick it into the crowd a la Gene Snitsky. If I were to catch someone's toe in the audience, I would never watch wrestling again in my life.
I'm grossed out just thinking about it, honestly. Ugh.
Yeah.
If a full toe flew into the crowd
What if the
in a
food-
wrestling show?
What if you had nachos, right? You had your little nachos, and you look down, you're about to dip your chip, and a toe comes flying and lands in the cheese.
How far into the match is it, Denise? Like, has he been wrestling for a while? Like, is it at the beginning of the match? Like, if he kicks his toe off within like 2 minutes, it'll be okay. But if he's been wrestling, it does. If he's been wrestling for 14 minutes and it's a sweaty, nasty toe, it's different.
No,
it's way different.
Reg, it does not make a difference. A toe in your food is a toe in your food.
Listen, 1 minute toe and 14-minute toes are different, Denise.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay.
No interest.
Makes no difference. I would be
don't think
so
so?
livid.
A clean toe and a dirty toe are different, Denise. An active
No,
toe and a
a
not active
toe.
toe.
Dude, it doesn't matter. It's still the toe. And if it's Speedball's toe, that means he's been walking around all day without any shoes.
That's true. Just dirty toes. I'm just trying to say if the 1 minute or 14 minutes is different.
Anyone's. I don't care whose toe it is. My own
'Cause if
toe
it's-
came flying into my food, I'd be pissed.
Because also, if you've been walking around all day in boots and wrestling boots with your toes in there, they're nasty too. Like that doesn't save them. They're gross in there too.
This is a terrible conversation.
Awful. God awful.
Poppy18 says stuff. Denise and Reg love the content. Keep at it. Oh man, Poppy regretting this tweet right now. I mean, the
He's
super
like,
chat
what
right
did
now.
I say? Right
Yeah,
before
he's
that,
like-
we're talking about toes.
This is an AEW podcast, guys.
It is.
Great.
Santa, toes. Come for those things though, you know?
Imagine the people that are watching our AEW podcast for the very first time.
You guys are having fun.
Thank you, Poppy18, for all the love and support. I always see your comments. Thank you for that. Anthony Cruz says Speed will wear shoes that look like feet. Yeah, he should do those like toe feet ones. Yeah. I
See,
think those are
that's
good.
the idea, Anthony. He needs to figure out how he actually has. Well, this whole time, maybe he's been wearing shoes that look like feet. Like these are not his actual feet that we've ever seen.
Right. John Taylor here says, anyone else notice Denise is oddly obsessed with Speedball Mike Bailey's bare feet? I care about everyone's feet, okay? I just want people to keep their toes safe.
What's
That's all
this
I care about.
obsession, Denise? Like it seems a little bit extra though with the feet thing.
Because he's going to the arena. Yo, protect your feet. I would not go into Anarchy in the arena barefooted. Ain't no way.
Why is she so worried, you guys?
You know what's so funny? When this match starts, everyone listening to this conversation, the second Speedball comes out, first thing they're going to do is eyes are going to go down and look to see if he's wearing shoes or not.
Eyes up here, you guys.
We got Jimmy Jimenez who says they had a segment where Death Riders were waiting in the EVP's locker room and had a chat about 2 weeks ago. Do you remember that?
I remember they opened a door backstage and they were all in there and then they closed it really fast.
The emo one, the one where the lights were off?
Yeah. You remember.
I do remember that. That was on Collision, wasn't it? No?
Was it?
I don't know when
I
it
don't
happened,
remember.
but I remember we had this discussion about how they were just in a dark room.
We were like, why are the lights off? That was weird. Yeah, that time. Okay, I do remember that.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Yes, I remember this now. Thank you for pointing that out. We got David Primero here who says Mike Bailey versus Marina Shafir, Battle of the Feet.
Oh yeah, Marina goes shoeless too for her matches.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Girl.
You better cover them toes up.
Dude, if I was Willow, the first thing I would do is be like, stomp.
Stomp those feet.
Exactly. So now here's my question. If Marina and Willow are in the Anarchy in the arena, they can fight the men too or just each other? Like, what's the rule here?
It's pay-per-view. Things are different. I don't know.
Anarchy.
It's Anarchy. At one point during tonight, Claudio and Marina like threw Willow against something and Claudio helped. So like, what does this mean? Are the men going to fight the women? I'm very intrigued to see how that all works out.
All right. John Taylor here. Thank you, David. John says, I will have literally hit YouTube super chat daily limit with the super chat. Wait, they have a super chat limit? Ho. Shad ain't got shit on me, Mary Denise Smith.
Mary Denise Smith.
I love that. Thank you, John, for all the love, man. We got Matt Black here who says, been going through a lot of health problems as of late, and it's really affecting my depression. I just want to thank both of you for making me laugh for the first time this week. I appreciate you both. Hey, Matt, first of all, I'm glad that you were able to find some like joy in this podcast for even a moment. And hopefully those health problems get settled, and sending you whatever you're dealing with, some positive vibes, as well as a speedy recovery. And hopefully you don't have to deal with that any longer and you can continue on and be healthy and all of that. So I'm so sorry, Matt. I know that stuff can be very stressful, very, very stressful.
Yeah, those are some crazy times dealing with health issues. I hope everything works out for you, Matt. Thank you for spending your time with us. And I'm glad that we could take your mind off things for some time and make you laugh, because that's really legit what we're here to do. I was here today to do that for my friend because I know she's in a depressive state, and I think it probably worked a little bit.
I think so. This is probably the most jolly I've been this whole week.
Jolly. She still won't give me her mom's phone number, though. That's the only problem I have.
Ain't gonna happen ever.
That's crazy. Is your mom on any dating apps?
No, my mom isn't on a dating app.
Why not?
Because it's not a dating app.
Damn, you
got old school.
You got so aggressive about it, Denise. Wow, relax.
Is your mom on a dating app?
No, she better not be. No, she's not. Well, you said she's old school. What grocery store does your mom go to? That's the real question.
Trader Joe's.
Which one?
No, wait.
Tell me offline.
No, she goes to Amazon. Which one's the fresh store? Is it Amazon Fresh?
Oh, yeah. They took over Whole Foods.
Okay, that's the one she goes to, yeah.
Oh. She's fancy, huh?
She's fancy.
Wow, look at that.
David Primero says, who is the guy in commentary who looks like Will Ospreay?
Oh, you guys are talking about Ian Riccaboni.
Oh, Ian Riccaboni does not look like Will Ospreay.
Ian's the commentator for Ring of Honor. That's funny. I don't know if David was the one that said that earlier, where somebody was mentioning that earlier, that he looked like Will Ospreay.
Oh, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. But what I do see is very generous super chat from Corey MacArthur, another homie here on the show.
You
Corey, damn,
guys.
thank you so much, man. He says, happy birthday to a wonderful person in Denise Pillow, Princess Skeet, Salcedo, and
Uh-huh.
alter ego, Lisa Fatu. May this token of appreciation and celebration to you can let you know that your DWO crew has your back. Know that you are valued.
Crazy.
Corey,
You guys are amazing.
thank you so much, guys. You have no idea. You truly have no idea. Thank you. I don't even know what to say. I sound like a broken record, Reg. I need new words.
Unbelievable.
I need
Yeah,
new
that's like,
words.
what else to say? You guys are great. This is awesome.
Yeah, and I'm just I'm very very thankful. I do not take it for granted, not one bit. If anything, I feel like this week has like taught me to like not take shit for granted, because here's one of the I mean, I've learned a lot of lessons this week, but one of them was I was so focused on growing my account that I wasn't like proud of what I had done with Facebook. Like I was just like growing, like I need to do more, I need to do more, I need to keep growing, I need to keep growing. And now it's all gone. And now I'm just like, wow, I would do anything to have my little account back that in my eyes wasn't even good enough in the first place. And now it's gone.
Right.
It's like the whole you don't know what you have until you lose it type of situation.
Don't know what you got until it's gone, and there it
Yeah.
is, all
Yeah.
gone. Crazy. It's I think it's more just like your hard work, like beyond everything. Like you worked hard to get those numbers, you worked hard to get that Facebook shit, and for it to kind of be snatched away without you having any kind of thing to do with it, essentially, it's pretty fucking unfortunate. I'm glad that everybody here though has been so supportive and so great. You guys are amazing group of people. Honestly, thank you so much.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you. Luis Arturo Mendez says, happy early birthday to the head of the DWL, Doña Salcedo. I'm getting closer to my Doña face.
You're on your way. You are on your way,
We got the
dude.
bun.
Dude, you're about to be in your mid 30s very soon, Denise. You're
Oh
doomed.
dear.
That's gonna
Oh
be you.
dear.
Yeah, you're gonna
I'm
have to start
depressed
making
now
the
again.
tamales and stuff. Like
I
you're
already
gonna be
make
the
the
one.
tamales. I'm already on
See,
board with that. I already
look,
do that.
there you go.
Thank you to Luis Arturo Mendez. We got Tokyo Inushi here who says Effie actually beat Speedball by sucking them toes. LOL was great. I did not see that. What?
Mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm,
saw this?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What happened?
He beat him into submission essentially by sucking his toes. You never tapped out by getting your toe sucked? I haven't. That was a crazy, um, it's a crazy sentence.
I
You
am
know?
not answering that question.
Yeah.
And I'm also still surprised that I didn't see this. I didn't even see a clip or anything. Was it going viral online?
It definitely was going viral when it happened. People were mad at
When did this
Effie.
happen? I didn't see it.
Has it been a year? It happened at a GCW show, potentially in LA.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Dang, y'all need to tag me in this stuff. Like, how am I not seeing any of this?
It's too much stuff, too much information, Denise. You can't see it all.
True, true. But damn, I would have never thought that that even happened. So thank you so much for letting us know, Tokyo Inushi. We
Right.
got Cruelty is Cruelty Sip says, book a prosthetic leg versus a prosthetic wig match, TK. Who's the
Ricochet.
prosthetic wig match?
Ricochet and
Ricochet.
Zach Allen.
Oh, and he
Hmm.
could just do the wig. Okay, well, with that being said, that leads us into Ricochet versus Zach Gowen. How did you feel seeing this matchup?
I thought after seeing Zach Gowen after a bunch of years that this was probably the best way to book this match. Having Ricochet kind of get the upper hand on him. Ricochet's kind of playing with them, not really, he just hitting them with his big moves, trying to put him out, and having Zach just continuously kick out, kick out, kick out, rebuild the crowd up, have Ricochet hit his finisher and really get that big false finish, and the crowd gets into it. Then Zach hits him with his leg and hits that moonsault, and it felt like, okay, this is like he didn't need like Zach Gowen to go out there and have this crazy match with Ricochet where he's beating him up, this big back and forth. No, you need to have Ricochet being an asshole. Zach Gowen comes from behind, but then Ricochet still finishes him at the end. That was a great way to get some sympathy on Zach. Great way to add some heel tactics to Ricochet. Just a super fun little sprint of a match. Didn't take away from anything. It just added to Ricochet's character.
I think for me, it was more so of like, oh man, I haven't seen Zach Gowen since his WWE days. God, when was that? That was so many years ago. So I hadn't seen him since then. It's been, over 10 years or more since I've seen Zach Gowen. So Like I was, saying on last week's show, like I don't think I'd be able to point him out of the crowd, like just seeing his face. Like I honestly wouldn't. I didn't remember what he looked like or anything like that because it's been so long. So I think for me, it kind of just felt like a little bit of a nostalgia thing where
Yeah.
it really took me back to my initial impression when I first saw Zach Gowen wrestle. I remember as a kid, I was freaking out about it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, how is he doing this? I can't believe it. And I thought it was one of the most amazing things I had ever seen was seeing him wrestle with one leg. And it still is amazing watching him do that now. And I mean, he makes it look easy, but damn, like I think because we've seen it, we might not realize how amazing it is because we've seen it before. But when you really stop and think about it, it's phenomenal, man.
Yeah, if you just think about it in a vacuum, like this guy who lost his leg to cancer as a young person became a fucking pro wrestler, was in the ring with fucking Brock Lesnar and he who shall not be named at this point, and did some crazy things, and then kind of continued his career beyond that on the Indies and TNA and does some things. And he's still doing crazy things like this. When he did the moonsault, it's like that guy has one leg, you guys. Like Denise mentioned on the watch along, some people with two legs can't do that. Some people with two legs can barely walk and run. And this guy's doing moonsaults. This guy's taking crazy bumps. This guy's having competitive wrestling matches on one leg. It's really amazing, really inspiring thing for wrestling in general.
Yeah, in fact, Brandon Rosen here says, happy anniversary of your 21st birthday, Denise. Hope you have an awesome day and many more like it. Thank you so much, Brandon. Damn, man, I can't believe it. I'm gonna be 33 pretty soon. So
That's
I still remember
crazy.
when I was turning 13. I still remember 17.
Wow. 13 going
You
on
know what I
30. Look
used to
at you.
hate? I used to hate when old people used to tell me like, "Oh, enjoy your life because it's gonna flash right before your eyes, and before you know it, you're gonna be old." And I would say, like, "Shut up, you're old. Of course you're saying that because you're old. I'm not old, I'm young." And now I feel like telling that to the next young person I see.
You gotta impart this on people. That used to be the biggest bullshit, Denise. I'm hearing what you're saying. Like, shut up, dude. Why are you saying like flash before your eyes? What are you talking about? Now, days, weeks, and months just they're gone forever. It's so fast. The fastest you can't even remember how fast these things go by. And you're like, damn, that's crazy. They did tell us that this was gonna happen. Everything that they told us was gonna happen keeps happening, and it's frustrating. I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
gonna stay young forever.
It's
Thank you,
so
Brandon.
fast. Slow
And
it
you're older than I
down.
am, Reg.
All right,
You're
okay.
out of here.
All right, relax, relax.
Oh man.
Let's relax.
Oh, the Herd Syndicate versus Top Flight. That, of course, the Herd Syndicate wins, and afterwards, we get the whole, "Hey, are they gonna accept MJF into the group?" And from the looks of it, they are. And there's gonna be a contract signing next week. However, MJF is very happy. He's rejoicing in this. I don't think he's ever actually going to join the group. I think they are going to swerve him and maybe the contract that he signed, he's not going to read the fine print and it's going to be for like him to be like the person that has to do everything for them.
I was thinking maybe he signs a contract and it's for a match with Bobby Lashley because Bobby
That
Lashley
too. Yeah, yeah,
looks
yeah.
a lot happier than he has in previous weeks. And like, I thought that was kind of another telltale sign that this isn't going to go right. Max was too happy about the things, the way that he was celebrating, I think is going to play a part in it too. Thought the match was okay. Like, I don't know if I'm going to love too many more of these Hurt Syndicate essential squash matches where they just beat these guys to death to get to the post match thing. It's like, let's make this two separate things so they can feel like something because it started to feel like too much after like the match with Tough Flight and then they got beat and then Dustin and Sammy came out and then Crew came out and it was like, all right, what is this? I thought Max was supposed to be here and then Max came out. It just felt like a little extra fluffy when they could have just got to the meat of what it was. But I did think when Max came out and they confronted him in the back and he was hiding behind TK and
Oh
Sanjay
yeah, I
and
forgot about that.
Jerry Lynn. That was pretty funny and weird and interesting. But I just think everything that they're doing with this is so intriguing, and I don't really know where it's going. Like, I don't know what this contract is going to be. I don't know what any of this is, but I'm just liking it so much, and I'm kind of just along for the ride. I don't think Max is going to forever be in the Hurt Syndicate. I think Next week they'll probably have the way to get out of it, but this is so much fun what they're doing.
I think what a lot of people were saying in our chat during the watch along was that they felt like this was a little bit weird to have MJF be part of this. And I think that's the appeal.
It
Because
is.
nobody here, I don't think anybody here would have booked this angle.
No.
We wouldn't have. I don't think we'd think of it.
I mean,
So
because
it is different.
somebody mentioned this should have been Ricochet in this spot. We just talked about Ricochet and like coming into the Her Syndicate being in AEW, there were some names that were like pitched to potentially be in that spot. And Ricochet was one of those. And it's like, it wouldn't have hit the same because we expected it. You know what I mean? Like Kevin Knight was also like a name that was pitched for it and like still wouldn't have hit the same. Like it hits like this because it's Max. He's sticking out like a sore thumb. He's antagonizing Bobby Lashley. Just he represents a different role in this. And I think that's what makes the story fun.
Yeah, I think so too, especially because we don't know where exactly it's going to lead to. Or like we know it's going to lead to, I imagine MJF and Bobby, but
Yeah.
okay, how else are we getting there? Like what else is
Right.
going to happen here between them? Like even, or let's say he does join them. Let's just say it does happen. Is there an initiation phase? You know, like what's going to happen? Like regardless, it's not going to be like it's not going to be a serious faction. They're not going to
No.
be, you know, the Shield or something like that. No,
Right.
this is going to be quirky and weird, and that's what we need to expect from it.
Exactly. Like they're going to continue these bits. It's not going to be a year. We're going to be like, damn, they're dominant with Max and the Hurt Syndicate, all this. No, they're going to do this, have some fun. They probably are going to jump Max at one point because that during the thing, Shelton was standing behind, like he could hit that big thrust kick that he's been dropping fools with. If Bobby Lashley gave him the sign, but he didn't give him the sign, but I feel like he's going to give him the sign.
Ooh, all right. Timeless Toni Storm versus Sky Blue versus Mina Shirakawa versus Azumi, the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, and this was for the AEW Women's Title Eliminator match. So another back-to-back Eliminator match that we've been seeing. Last week, Toni took, I think it was last week, yeah, Toni took the win when we saw that play out. But this one was fun because not only did you have, of course, Timeless Toni Storm is extremely over, but Mina Shirakawa, who is now living in the United States, has made the jump from, the official move from Japan over to AEW. She's a official AEW wrestler now. And then you also had the return of Sky Blue, who was out for a little bit due to injury, and now she's back. She's got a new look. She looks great. You have Azumi, who is, making a name for herself. She looked good in this match too. This was my second favorite match of the night. I thought they freaking killed it in this. I love the way that Sky Blue looked. She looked more dominant. You wouldn't even be able to tell that she was out due to injury. She didn't miss a beat whatsoever. Mina Shirakawa was very, very fun in this match. She got the win, and she's going to be facing Toni Storm at Double or Nothing. So this seems like one of Toni's last big matches on the way to All In.
Something really funny happened during this match and during our stream.
Yeah.
Denise. No, not even that. Even funnier than that. If you noticed when Mina came out first, she had a different entrance song. Did you notice?
Oh, she didn't have the.
She didn't have that to start.
Danza song.
She didn't have that to start. They gave her a new entrance song on Twitter. A bunch of people were like, "We don't like this. Where's her old song?" And they were adding Tony Khan. And so
that's why
do you see at the end she had a different song, and somebody was
the
like,
original song.
Somebody was like, "Hey, at Tony Khan, did you do this because we complained?" And Tony Khan said, "Yes," online. He said, "I did this because you guys are complaining."
Tony Khan is on his phone.
Active, dude. Yes.
While Dynamite is on.
He says online, "I changed this because you guys were complaining." In real time, dude.
Shut the front door. That is hilarious. And I don't think I noticed. You know what? Actually, hold on. I'm sorry, because now that I'm thinking back to it, when Mina Shirakawa came out, I remember I was doing the dancing, but I also remember thinking this song sounds different. But I was so into her entrance that I was mesmerized, right? That I didn't fully process it. And then afterwards, when I heard the song, I didn't think twice about it earlier on in the night because I was hearing the song then. And then we started talking about how this is literally the Don Omar song. And so then my brain just went in a totally different direction.
But yeah, in real time, Tony said, "Nope, we don't like that. Let's go right back to what it is." The internet saw it. Hilarious. I thought it was a super fun showcase for everybody in it. Sky Blue, like you said, she's back. She looks more mature. She looks like confident, comfortable in this spot, ready to get right back into the thick of things with this women's division. Mina is gaining more fanfare every day. I thought that her winning this match made a lot of sense. We saw the pop of her winning and kind of what it represents. I love the finish of her reversing Toni and catching Toni off guard, and Toni being like, oh shit, I didn't really expect that. Toni's facials at the end and all that really kind of drove home what this match was. Azumi fucking killed it. She had a great match this weekend in the triple threat with Mina and Mercedes, and I thought she brought a lot of that great stuff that she showed this weekend in this match, just being fast, just being in great places, taking some sick head bumps, and also giving some sick head bumps over there in this match. Thought it was super fun showcase for everyone around. Was the right choice for opponent, I think, going into Double or Nothing, needing a big match for Toni Storm. And I think a lot of people, Denise, on Mina's previous run in AEW were like they wanted something more for Mina in the run and what she represented, and I think this is more.
Oh yeah, I think you got it right there. This is it. Like she's now invested her time and said, "Hey, I'm devoting myself to this company. I made this big move for this company." So now the company has to be like, "Well, let's go. Let's reward you." And I think we're
Right.
getting just that. And they know she's over. They can
Yeah.
tell she's over. Make Economics here says I complained on Twitter.
See,
Tony Khan
it
saw
works.
this.
Bullying
Khan
works,
saw
you
it.
guys.
That's so funny. Base Martian says TK on the TL at Gorilla. That's right. 'Cause we had
Dude.
just seen him probably 10 minutes before that, or 15 or however long, because he had came out on the show, remember?
But
And that was the
this
segment
shouldn't
before.
this isn't breaking ground though. Like
No,
this is
no, we've
historically
known
how
this.
it was. There's footage of them watching Nitro on old WWE video clip. Like this is a thing. Like it's people are not 100% focused on the product, even though he is super focused, but he's also seeing what people are saying and getting feedback in real time. So
Instant feedback. You can do that with pro wrestling.
instant market research right there in a real time. And that's the funny thing is you just never know who's watching and you never know what tweet fucking Tony Khan might see.
Yo, I'm gonna start tweeting during Dynamite, but I'm gonna tag Tony Khan and everything.
See, there's that fine line because Tony, you start doing that, that people think they can have influence and they're gonna keep going with it. So.
I'm gonna put at Tony Khan, tell Speedball Mike Bailey to wear shoes. At Tony Khan, I think Shad Khan makes more money than Santa Claus. Can you confirm?
Can you confirm your family has more money than the Clauses do?
At Tony Khan, really explain to me what it is that your dad invented for the car thing.
What
At
was the
Tony
car
Khan,
thing that your dad invented?
At Tony Khan, tell me exactly how much you get paid by the NFL. At Tony Khan, how much money do you have in your wallet right now?
Dude, he's about to block your ass. I guarantee Tony Khan hasn't seen like a cash bill in like 5 years. There's no way he's touched cash in the last 5 years. Okay, let's move forward before I get in trouble.
We've got questions, all right? We've got questions.
Let's move forward before I get
questions
in
around here, all right?
trouble.
I don't even know what you said, Reg.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then I'm gonna make a Twitter account, and it's gonna be called at Tony Khan.
At Tony Khan. Now he's gonna block your ass so fast with all your dumbass questions.
We got cruelties to sip says MVP has opened up a phone line for sudden medical emergency. So whenever you get beaten up, yell, "I'm hurt." Send a kit. 1-800 send a kit.
I'm hurt. Syndicate. That's funny.
That's great.
Those are bars.
You need to come on, Reg, include it in a song and give Cruelty here some credit.
You're not about to have Cruelty taking me to court for stealing from him.
That's why I said give him some writing credits.
Absolutely not.
Cruelty to Sip says the CEO saw the women's 3-way match. Can't see Sky.
Can't see Sky because she's blue. No colors.
Oh my God. We got Chiba Cheeps here who says, love the Janice Ian from Mean Girls look, Denise. Oh my God.
Oh, you do? Oh my God, dude. I am dead. Big Lizzie Kaplan fan, so this hits.
I did not realize that. I
Dude,
even
that
have the
is
little clips exactly where she
funny.
puts them.
Oh my god, dude, so funny.
I
I
did
love
not
it.
know that I tuned into this podcast looking
I
like
love
Janice
it.
Ian.
Wow, I can't believe you're cosplaying a fucking Mean Girls character. That's insane.
I mean, hey, I'm real life Regina George, so
Yeah, and you're having a rough one today, so it makes sense that you got the emo look. You know.
I wish I was real life Regina George.
Yeah.
She's great. I
Mm-hmm.
love her. All
She is
right,
great.
Chiba Cheeps. Thank you so much, man. That's so funny. All
Mm-hmm.
right, let me see what else we got to get into. Oh yeah, this was my least favorite segment was the Nigel McGuinness addressing FTR. What the hell, man? We did not need this segment on the show. I'm sorry. This was super filler. This needs to be on Collision. No, I did not think this called for it at this point in time on the show.
Only thing I can think of is they're trying to get this match for Double or Nothing, the FTR versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel match. But I'm like, what? We still could have did this on Collision though, right? Like it would have been okay if like in 4 days or whenever Saturday is that they did this same thing. Like it would have hit probably harder, honestly, on Collision because that's what they've been telling this story, right? So like it felt like the show had been going on and then this felt like out of place. There's not a lot of things that feel out of place when we're watching a Dynamite, but it was like, I don't know, this wasn't the right time for this. Like again, I want to see the match. I think FTR versus Dan Garcia and Nigel McGuinness is going to be fucking awesome. But it was like in this show, at this place, at this time, I don't know if it was completely needed.
Right. I'm trying to think if there was anything else on the show that I missed. Did we cover everything already? I believe so.
Yeah.
Cruelty is the cruelty to sip. I cannot read the super chat, bud. I can't read this one. Send something in for free and I will read the follow-up one, but not
Man,
that
what is
one.
it?
Not that one, okay?
That's
Look at
crazy.
Reg. Look at Reg's eyes. He's not want
I
to
want
go
to see
see.
it. Mm-hmm. Go all the way down.
Read
Here.
that. Anyways, we
Mm-hmm.
got AEW Collision Beach Break. Ring of Honor. Can I read that, Reg? The answer is no.
I wouldn't.
Exactly. Cruelty is the cruelty to sip, says LOL.
I'm like, oh, hands off,
Y'all
brother.
are gonna get me in trouble, okay?
Mm.
I'm trying to be mindful of what I read here on this internet show.
People don't like jokes over here, man. These are all jokes. You're just trying to.
AEW Collision Beach Break says, all right, what they promoted for last week for next Saturday, for this Saturday, includes Anna Jay versus Megan Bain, Speedball versus Blake Christian, Kyle Fletcher versus AR Fox, Brian Keith and Big Bill versus Gates of Agony in a Chicago street fight, and the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy versus Crew. Winners get to face the Hurt Syndicate for the AEW Tag Team titles. That was set up in today's segment. And then next week's Dynamite, the only thing that's been announced so far is the contract signing with MJF and the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah, I think there's some good stuff coming up this Saturday. I think they're going to finish out Beach Break pretty good. Leading into Double or Nothing, I think we're going to have a really fun show. I think they're setting up some good stuff. I want to see what the go home show looks like because this kind of felt like a go home angle tonight with the how they set up the Anarchy in the arena. So like, what are they going to do next week? You know?
Well, next week they just gotta hit it a little harder. I want to see. You know what? I want to see some more back and forth between Kenny and the Bucks. I would like to see that. Maybe
Okay.
some
We can
screen time between Swerve and
why
Kenny.
explain why Gabe Kidd is here. I guess that works
Explain
too.
why Gabe Kidd is here. You see? Come on, we just gave a full checklist. At Tony Khan, here's your checklist.
Oh my god.
We're canceled after this.
We're dead. We're out.
We're so dead. Alrighty, guys. Well, there you have it. That was AEW Dynamite Beach Break 2025. Seriously, guys, thank you so much to every single person who is constantly tuning in to the shows, to the watch-alongs, to the reviews, all of that. I am posting daily pro wrestling content, except for this week, because after all my drama, I'm supremely backed up. But I will be back the next stream. This is actually the longest time that I've gone without streaming because Friday I'm not streaming because I'm gonna be out celebrating. Saturday I'm gonna be out too. I'll be on Busted Open Saturday, And then Sunday is my actual birthday, so I'll be out celebrating too. So I will not be back here streaming until Monday, which is my longest gap in a really long time between
That's
streams.
crazy. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days of no streams?
Stop it, Reg. You're going to stress me out, and then I'm going to show up.
Are you going to be putting out videos still?
Yeah, a few. Not that many, though. It's going to be a slow week.
Slow week, but you're still working. The worst. Not even a real vacation.
I got to put something out. I can't just leave the channel with nothing happening. Yo, I was going to say, I don't got that Facebook paycheck no more. So, like, I got to do something.
All right. Okay.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that's it for me here today. That's it for us. Thank you so much. Have a great week, and I will see you guys back here in a bit. Oh, we got another Girl T says a super chat you can read. My apologies. Happy birthday, Denise.
Yes.
Not a problem. Usually I read most super chats, but sometimes I gotta,
there has to be a line.
There's got to be a line. Right, exactly. Thank you so much for the happy birthday super chat and all of that. I appreciate that a whole lot.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it, guys. Thank you so much. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Make sure to check out the Mina and Mercedes interview. Bye, everyone.
Peace.